Hello guys, my name is Simon and welcome to another video on ALS software engineering. Today we'll be looking at the UX04C more function and more nested loop. So this is very important. We've done nested loop before, and now they are giving us more nested loop. So the concept of this more function and more nested loop is for you to have a grounded understanding of how a nested while loop works. So I have a simple example here. This is an online compiler which is programmers.com, and this is for C. So if you look at this code, this is my main method and three variables has been declared here. Okay, so there's a print statement here. It takes in a value which is an integer, then it is accepted using scanf. So we're doing a while loop. While we've already set I as 1, so while I is less than or equal to n, then it keep on doing this, which is print a new line. Then where I want you to take note of is the nested loop. So this is the nested loop, this is the child loop, and the whole of this one is the parent loop. So let's see how it works. If I click on run, it's coming up. Okay, probably it's a little bit slow. Sorry, let me just copy my code and refresh. I'm going to refresh the browser. Okay, I'm back. Then let me paste again. Click on run. Okay, it's now running and it says enter a number. So let me enter 10. If I click on enter, so you can see it prints the number from 1 to 10, right? So if you look at the nested loop is the one in charge of printing these numbers. The only thing the parent loop is doing is to increment the value of I. So basically, there are more examples in the internet. You necessarily don't need to depend on the resources you are given here only. You need to make more research on your own, do a lot of practice so that you have more grounded understanding on how nested while loop work. And mind you, be careful when working with nested while loop, there must be a base case. If you look at this, you can see we're incrementing the value of in, right? So this is a base case. This we actually got incremented until we got to a base case for the inner while loop, and this is also I equals to I plus 1. So we are incrementing the value of I. So this is a base case for the parent while loop. So it's very, very important, as you can end up in an infinite loop and it will run out of the memory of your computer, and before you know it, your computer will be frozen and you will not be able to do anything with your computer unless you force shut down. All right, so another thing we want to look at is the general requirements. Okay, you should read these general requirements, read it and make sure you understand what needs to be done. So they are telling you that the allowed editor is vi vim. I prefer to use vim, that's for me, followed by vi. There's another editor I'm using, but it's not available for this program, which is nano. So the second one is all your files will be compiled using Ubuntu 20.04 LTS using the GCC, and all your files should end with a new line. All right, a readme.md file is mandatory on the root of your project. So this readme.md file should be in every folder of your project. Okay, your code should use the Betty style. If you have been watching my videos, you should know how to use Betty by now. Okay, so Yes, you are allowed to use underscore pusher. You don't have to push your underscore pusher. I prefer to push everything for pusher reference. So if you want to confirm where and where you will need to use underscore pusher, so you just need to highlight on it and press Ctrl F, and you can see on my browser on the window here, which is top right, you can see which is 0 of 9. So you can just click on this arrow down. You can see you'll be using underscore pusher for tax 3. Then you also need underscore pusher for tax 4. You also need underscore pusher for tax 5. So you'll be using it 9 places. Okay, so let me go back to the first one. All right, so um the last one, which is very very important, it says the prototype of all your function and the prototype of the function underscore pusher should be included in your header file called main.h. So all prototype should be in the file main.h. All right, so let us go to the quiz section. I'll see you in the quiz section. All right, guys, welcome to the quiz section. So if you have been working with while loop and you've done a lot of example using while loop, you should be able to answer the quiz question easily. So the first question goes, what is the output of the following code? So if you look at these, and you see that this is the correct answer. The reason for that is we're setting the value of I to 9 and we're decrementing this value. So it's going to start from 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you look at the next one, which is question #1, what is the return value of the following? Okay, so the return value of the following, you can see we've set the value of I, we've set the value of I to 0 in the loop, and we are reducing we are incrementing the value of I doing I plus plus, and I is less than 10. So what will happen is the return value will be 10 after that. Then the question #2 says, what is the output of the following piece of code? By setting the value of I, we are looping through I is equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Then the value of I is being multiplied by 2. So this is the answer. So if I go to question #3, it says, what is the output of the following piece of code? We've set the value of into I, and I is equals to 0. While I is less than 10, we should print the value of I modulus 2. So for that, remember I'm putting modulus I, the value of I modulus 2. So what we'll be getting is 0 or 1, 0 or 1. Here is it. Then for the value of, for question #4, what is the output of the following code? Int I, then I is equals to 9. Why I minus minus, keep on doing this. So it's gonna do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, guys, let me scroll down. For question #5, so it says, what is the return value of the following function? So in this function, you can see we are doing printf of the value of d, which is 12, and we are returning 98. So the answer is what? 98. Question #6 says, what is the output of the following piece of code? Int I, Then we are looping I is equals to 48, while I is less than 58, I plus plus. So what we are doing is the we are printing C, which is modulo C, right? Which is the character of I. So if we do that, this is what we get. Let us go to the next question, which is question H7. Question H7, it says, what is the output of the following piece of code? Int I is equals to -9, while I is less than 0. Keep on doing keep on doing the print f of d, which is I minus. So for that, this is what we get. So which is minus, you can see here there's minus here and there's minus here. So the reason for that is minus will cancel each other and is going to print positive value. Okay, if you look at question 8, it says, what is the output of the following piece of code? Int I and I is equals to 0, while I is less than 10, I plus plus. So we're going to print the value of I divided by 2. So if we do that, this is what we'll get. We'll get 01122334445. Okay, so if you scroll down, thank you very much. We are done with the quiz section, and I'm going to see you in the task section. All right, guys, welcome to the task section. And the first thing we want to do here is work on the task O, which is upper. All right, so what we're going to do is to log into our cloud server. So there are different ways to log into your cloud server. You can click on the web terminal. I don't prefer to use that. I love to use my own terminal. So I prefer to use SSH. I'm going to click on the SSH here. I just copied my SSH, paste it, press enter, and it's going to ask me for my password. So I'm going to copy my password. You're going to paste your password, but it won't show, and press enter. So you can see I am now in my cloud server. Okay, I want to increase the terminal a little. Okay, good. I think this is better off. Okay, all right, so this is my class server, and where am I? If I do pwd, you can see I'm in the roots of the folder. So I will enter the roots. Then in my example, this is where I work. Then ALS, low level programming. So if I do LX, and you can see this is my project. Okay, so if I go to the browser, on my project, which is taxhole, the first thing we need to do is to create the project folder. So this is the GitHub repository, which we already have this, and the folder I want to create is this directory, which is ox04 more nested loop. So all you need to do is to highlight on it and copy this. Then you do mkdir haru and right click on paste. So when you do that, you're going to check LX and you see that the folder now exists. So the next thing you do is to enter that folder. Okay, so if you do pwd, use your present working directory, you can see I am currently in that folder here. The first thing I want to do in the folder is to create my readme.md. So if you look at, they've already mentioned that already here. It has already been mentioned to us here. So let me minimize this. Okay, you can see it has been specified here that a readme.md file at the root of the folder of the project is mandatory. So what I will do is to create my readme.md file. So I'm going to do vim, then readme. Okay, let me correct that. Sorry, readme.md. So in your readme.md file, you want to write exactly what you're doing, but mine is just an example. So I'm going to press I for insert, then let's see example nested loop. Okay, so escape regular column WQ, enter. So if you check now, you should see the readme.md file. The next thing I want to do is the main.h, which hold our prototype. So I'm going to copy the name, which is main.h, copy, right click and paste. Then I'm going to do vim main.h. Okay, so for the main.h, we want to define the prototype. So if you look at our tags, do we have a prototype? Yes, we have a prototype. This is the prototype. So I'm going to go back to my header file, which is the main.h. First thing I want to declare is the if defined to protect the multiple action in the main.h file. Okay, so what I will do is hash. I'm going to write hash. Okay, sorry. I for insert, I for insert, then okay, so now I want to paste my prototype. So for that, I'll go back to my browser, copy the name of the prototype. I'm going to copy the prototype. Okay, then paste the prototype. Sorry, I missed something. Before pasting the prototype, I should include the standard IO. So to do that, I'll put hash include and stdio.h. Okay, then let me just wrap everything up. At the bottom, what I will do is hash and if, and let me just put some comments here, which is main underscore h. Let me correct the space. Okay, I think basically everything is good. So let me go and test with Betty if there will be issue. Save. Then Betty main.h. Okay, Betty says everything is good. So the next thing we want to do, if you look at our project, is we're given a test file. So for this test file, we need to create the test file. So I'm going to copy the name and create that file vim o-main.c. So I'm going to copy the test file which has been given to us here, and paste it here in the file. So what I'll do now is escape wq save. So if you look at what we have here, you can see we now have dash main.c, main.h, and readme.md. So let's look at the next requirement. So if you look at the next requirement is we are to create a file which is upper. To create this file, all we need to do is to copy the name and do vim paste. Okay, so I did not want to write the whole of this, so I'll just copy my solution that I already have. Okay, sorry, let me reduce this. I think it's too big. Okay, preferences. Okay, I think it's okay like this. So let me make it full screen. So I'm going to copy the one I have. I think it's ALX, level programming, O dash is upper, So let me look at the name again. Okay, O dash is upper. O dash is upper. Is upper. C and copy it in the current directory. Okay, no source file or directory. Okay, let me look at my command, what I am missing. So I think I'm missing the file. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I should be in the folder first. os-4 os-04. Then it should be o dash. Sorry, let me look at the file again. O dash is upper. Okay, O dash is upper. .c. Copy it in the current directory. So if we check now, let me clear this so you can see well. So if we check the current folder, you see we now have the file which is O dash is upper, and you can see the content of the file by doing cat, the name of the file. Okay, that is the content of the file. So I'm going to clear. So after you've done, you want to test your file with Betty. You can just test it. You can test it like this. You can see there's no error message from Betty. So the next thing you want to do is to test your file with GCC to compile your file. So I'm going to copy and paste the GCC command here, press enter, and you can see there is no error. So let's do LX and see. Okay, we now have a file here. So if you look at the example, you can see they are running this file here. So you can also do the same thing and run. So we have A, O, and A1. So if you look at this, you can see we have the same thing right here. So that shows you are done with task O. So what you're going to do is to do git status and git add. After doing git status, git add, you can see your status again. Okay, then let me clear. Then git commit -m. Then you write what you've done. So done with first task. Then at this stage you do git push. Okay, so you can do your git push here. So I'm not going to push, But when you're done with your git push, all you need to do is to come here, click on this check your code. So you can just run this, start a new test. I won't do this because mine is already done. So the next thing we'll do is to go to the next task, which is digit. So for is digit, okay, for is digit and some other further tags, we are going to need underscore pusher. So let me copy underscore pusher from the previous work to work on. So I believe we worked on underscore pusher in O2 in O2 course. So what I will do is, sorry, where I am, pwd. So what is behind me? Okay, so I think it should be in the O2 course, which is function nested loop. So what I would do is go to that folder and underscore pusher, copy it in the current folder. If you check it, we now have underscore pusher in the current folder. So let me go back to task 1, which is upper. So for upper, they're giving us a file, which is this, but we have a prototype. So let us update the main.h file, the one that holds our prototype. So I'm going to do vim main.h, and I'm going to press I to insert. And then right on this line, I want to put the prototype, which is digit, escape regular colon wq. Then the next thing I want to do is to create this file, one-main.c. For that, I'm going to do vim paste one-main.c, then go back to the browser and copy the content of the file. So for this, I'm done. Escape wq. So the next thing I want to do is I need this file. I need to write my solution, which is one-isdigit.c. So to do that, you can start writing your solution by doing vim the name of the file, but I don't want to do that, so I will just exit. I need to copy the existing one, so for me to do that, okay, I think I already have a command that I used and copy the previous one. So what I will do is pressing up to get the previous command. Okay, I think this is the command. So let me look at the name again. One-isdigit.c. One-isdigit.c, and put it in the current directory. So if I clear and do ls, okay, so if I do ls now, and you can see we now have that file one-isdigit.c. So you can see the content of the file, one-isdigit.c, enter. So this is the content of the file, and when you're done writing your file, so you need to test with Betty. One-isdigit.c, press enter. So Betty check and says everything is good. So next thing you want to do is to test your solution, to compile your file. So copy the gcc command, paste it on your terminal, enter, and no error. So you want to check what's going on. You can see it has generated a file. So to run that, just like the way they've done here, or you can just even copy this command. Just copy this command and paste it on the terminal. Enter. So if you get the same results, if you get the same results as just like the one you've given here, if they are the same output, that means you are done. So all you need to do is to do your gate status, do your git add, do your gate status again you can see. Then so let me clear. Then do your git commit -m. Done with tax 1. So do your git push. You can do your git push now. So when you're done with your git push, all you need to do is click on check your code. So basically that is all. I won't cover more example. I think this is kind of straightforward. So basically for this same task, you need to update your main.h, which is the prototype. Then copy your test file, which has been given to you already. Then write your solution, which is 2-mul-c. So I think it's very straightforward. So at the end of everything, okay, let me go back. At the end of everything, okay, so your food, I want to show you how your folder will look like. So let me remove the one I've worked on now. So I want to copy the updated one. Yeah, let's load Devel programming -4. So at the end of everything, this is how your code should look like, or your folder should look like. No, shouldn't be cut. Excuse me, sorry about that. So at the end of everything, this is how your code should look like. You can see everything is on the GitHub on it. I'm going to drop a link to the GitHub to this file on the description. So if you find this video helpful, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. I will see you in another video. Thank you very much.